Hey there, welcome back to Become a Resolve Expert in 10 Easy Steps. So far in this course we've looked at the basic structure of Resolve, we've looked at the reference app, we've looked at engagements, how they work, we've looked at adding content to the app. But next I want to talk about some general areas of store management. And to start with, we're going to look at the area of orders and order processing. So when an order is placed by someone using a Resolve app, where does that order information go? How is it stored? What does it look like? And what can you do with it once the order information's been received into the RCE? Before we do that, let's have a little think about what an order is within the Resolve app. And when an order is placed within an app, obviously the consumer placing the order has selected some products, but they also supply details about themselves, their address and their name and so on, and they supply payment information. They provide information about how they want the order to be paid for. And when the order is placed, when you slide that instant buy slider, that order information is transferred through to the RCE. And an order record is created within the RCE, and all the details about that order is all saved as part of that order in the RCE. And of course, as a merchant, to view the order information, you can use the merchant portal. So let's take a look at that now. So let's take a look at orders within the merchant portal then. You can access your orders by going to sales and then orders. And this brings up a list of all the orders that you've received. Within this list you've got some useful features. You can click on these headings to change the sort. And if you want to search for orders by a particular customer, you can by just searching for a surname, and you've got some more sophisticated filtering options here. You can filter by when the order was placed, what the status of the order is, and so on. Status wise, orders come through with a status of processing when they're first placed, and as you complete orders, the status changes to complete. To view the details of an order, all you need to do is click on it, and the order details are there to view. So at the top we've got details about the customer who placed the order, you've got their address, you've got the status of the order. Going down you've got information about how they paid for it, what delivery method they chose. We're going to do pick up in store in the next lesson, and you can also see what they ordered. Further down we've got a summary of the order, including all delivery charges and tax, and the status of the order, and if you wanted to make any comments, you can make comments here too. So that's an order within Resolve. Click back to go back to the list of orders. So that's the merchant portal, but obviously an order is more than just a load of information, because at the same time an order is placed, a transaction happens, which involves an online payment gateway. And so at the same time the order details are transferred through to the RCE, all the payment details supplied by the customer with the order, they get passed through to the payment gateway. The transaction takes place in the online payment gateway, and then the payment gateway contacts the RCE with details about the transaction, whether it was successful or whether it failed, and the amount that was taken, when it was taken, and so on. And all that information gets stored within the order as an invoice. And the invoice contains the transaction information. And pretty much every order within Resolve, you'll see, contains the order details, the order information, and it also contains an invoice. And when an order has an invoice, i.e. an order has been paid for, the status of that order is processing. And we saw that within the merchant portal just now. If you want to see the invoice information, you can. You just go into the order and you click the invoices link to the side, and that shows you the information about the sort of the payment. And one interesting fact you might notice, I don't know if you can see that on this screenshot, is though the order date is 5/13/32, the invoice date is 5/13/42. That just shows you it took 10 seconds for the transaction to clear. Okay, that's placing an order. But obviously you want to process an order, and there are some order processing tools available within the merchant portal. We're going to have a look at those now. When you've got an order and you go into the details of it, you'll see a link there that says ship. And in order to complete an order, you just need to click that ship link. When you do that, what happens is another piece of information is added to the order record within Rezolve called a shipment. And the shipment simply contains the information that says, these items were sent on this date. When an order in Rezolve had both invoice and shipment added to it, the status of that order changes to complete, and that order is essentially finished. And we saw earlier there are some orders in the list with a status of complete. Let's actually have a little look now at the process of placing an order, seeing it in Rezolve, and then completing that order. So let's find a product to purchase. I like the look of this set of pans. Here they are. The price looks good. I'm going to have them delivered to my home. I'm going to swipe instant buy. Okay, let's go into the merchant portal then as a merchant, and let's process some orders. So I want to go to sales and then orders. And there's the order I just placed right at the top. I can click on that to get full information up, including where it's going and also what the customer has bought. In order to process that order, to complete it, all I need to do is, when the time comes, simply tell Rezolve that it's gone out the door, it's been shipped. And to do that, I just click the ship link at the top right. And then literally all I need to do is click submit shipment here. And you see there, the status of the order is now complete. Back to the customer view, the shopper. If I wanted to check on the status of an order, I can go to my activity, and there's the order I just placed at the top, and I can view the details of it there. You can see the payment's complete, and to confirm all the details about what I've ordered and how much I've paid. There's another way you can place orders within Rezolve, which is supported by Rezolve, which is pay on collection. i.e., when you choose your goods within the app, you say, well, actually, I don't want it sent to me, I want to collect it within a store, and I want to pay when I collect my goods. And that's a completely valid order that gets sent through to the RCE, and the status of that order is order received. It's not processing. The reason it isn't processing is because there's no online transaction, as you can see there. No payments made online, so all that's happened is the order's been received. Nothing's in process yet. You can't do anything with that order. To ship that order and to complete that order, there's two steps. The first step is there's a little link on the when you view the details of the order called invoice, and you can then manually create that invoice. So ordinarily that invoice is created by an automatic process by the payment gateway contacting the RCE, but here you're doing it manually. You're clicking a link to mark the payment as being received, and then also you again mark the ship link to mark the item as being shipped, and then that adds the shipment. And then once, of course, the invoice is added, the shipment's added, the order status changes from order received to complete. And that's how, if you're doing and supporting payment and collection, what you need to do to an order in order for that order to be marked as complete. So processing orders within the merchant portal is a completely valid way to go. It's very simple to set up and to use. Doesn't require anything else other than the merchant portal, and you can complete orders with 2 clicks. We didn't look at cancelling orders, but there's cancellation options. And there's also part shipment options and part invoicing options. That's really useful for back orders. If you can't ship all the items within an order, you might part ship it and part invoice it, and then do the rest once the items come in. And there's options as well within the merchant portal to automatically notify customers via email or via SMS about the status of their order. So that's processing orders via the merchant portal, but there's some other options available for order processing as well provided by Rezolve. And one of those is the Merchant app. Now this is an app which is designed for in-store use. Although I suppose you could actually use it if you were just in a warehouse and you just wanted to mark orders as being sort of sent out. It's designed to be very, very simple to use. And it's designed to be used with the customer there in front of you. So when the customer's there and they said, I've come to collect my order, what you do is you scan the QR code that's on the order screen, and you pull up the order details within the customer's app. It includes a QR code, you scan that, or you can search by order number, it then brings up the details of the order, and then you as the merchant, while you've got the customer there in front of you, can just click a button on the app, just tap it, and it'll mark that order as being complete. So let's take a look at the Merchant app in action now. So here I am, I'm a shopper, a consumer, just browsing the Bloomingdale's catalogue, and I've seen a mixer I like the look of. I'm going to engage with that and get more details about that mixer. That looks good. Yep, happy with that. But I think rather than having it delivered to my home, I'm actually going to collect this one in store. So let's pick up in store. Let's go to the San Francisco Center and let's purchase that. And there we are. There it is. And I've also got the details of my pickup location. So I think I'm ready now. I'm going to go to my pickup location and I'm going to get my order. So I'm a merchant now. I'm in the store. A consumer's just walked up saying, hey, I'd like to pick up the goods I ordered, please. And I'll say, no problem. Show me your Rezolve-enabled app. And they show me it and they pull up the order details and it's got a QR code on it. Now I don't have a second phone here, so I've got it on screen and I'm going to scan the QR code. And there we are, it brought up the details of that order within the Merchant app, which I'm using. And I can view all the details, I can confirm what they've ordered. Yep, the KitchenAid Artisan stand mixer, I can see that's been paid for. No problem, sir. Let me just see some ID. So I'll get some ID, they confirm they are who they say they are, and I'm going to grab the goods and hand them over. And once they're handed over, I can confirm they're handed over by clicking this ship button. And by clicking the ship button, it completes the order and it'll update the RCE, and I can see the updated details in the Merchant portal. And there it is, all complete, all done, and the Merchant portal's been updated. And we can check the order details in the Merchant portal by going to Sales and then Orders. And there we go, order 2390 for $259.99 is complete. That's the order we just completed in the Merchant app. Let's show you a few more options you've got within the Merchant app. Within the Merchant app, as well as being able to scan orders to view the details, you can also type in an order number. That's useful if the customer doesn't have their phone with them or they run out of battery. There we are, that's a different order that's been placed. And if you wanted to see all the orders, click the View All Orders button. And that brings up all the orders that are within the RCEs and within the Merchant portal. So far in this lesson, we've looked at two options for order processing and order handling, which are provided by Rezolve. We've looked at processing orders within the Merchant portal, the MP as it's sometimes referred to. And there were some real benefits to that. It's great, you can just get up and running with it immediately, doesn't require technical expertise, and there's some useful features there, such as being able to part ship and part invoice orders. And we've had a look at the Merchant app as well, that tool designed for in-store use, which is a very sort of simple way to get our orders, to view the information and then to complete them. There's a couple of other options which I just want to let you know about as well. It's possible to export orders as CSV files, and that's a really useful way of getting order information out of Rezolve into a CSV file, which you can then process, deal with, manipulate, and take into other applications. You might import those into another application. But there's also, we've got the ability within Rezolve to connect Rezolve to an external system using APIs, which will potentially give you instantaneous transfer of orders to external order management systems. And then you can deal with the Rezolve orders alongside other orders that you might have in that system. So let's just talk a little bit more about those. So first of all, CSV export. So here's a Rezolve RCE. Here's a load of orders that we've got on various statuses of completion. And what you do within Rezolve, within the merchant portal, is you go up to the export option, click the export button, and that then generates a CSV file. And obviously CSV files you can open in Excel if you want to check it and do some work on it, and you can put those into other systems. What about APIs then? Well, on the left we have Rezolve, on the right we have an external system, and let's say I want to pull all those order details from the left into my external system. What you do is the external system makes a call, makes a request for the order data, and that request is detected by APIs. It's like a layer of functionality which will sit as part of the RCE, which takes that request, interprets it, gets all information requested, and produces it as order information. Now, of course, that order information is going to be in Rezolve format. It's not going to necessarily be suitable just to be taken straight into the customer system. So what you generally do then is you have an intermediate application which does a translation job. It then takes the order information into a format which is ready to go into the customer external system. So that's APIs. And it's one of the 4 different methods we've got within Rezolve of dealing with orders. So that's order handling. I hope you found that interesting. If you've got access to a merchant portal and you've been placing some orders, I think now is probably a good time to have a look at those orders and to have a go at processing them and completing them. If you've got the merchant app, you can also give that a spin. Otherwise, there's a little quiz you've got to test your knowledge in this area. Thanks very much.